NPD numbers for the month of January are in. How did the Nintendo Switch do? Did it start to slow down? Has it been taken over by another system? We'll have to find out. A long-time franchise has finally secured a #1 selling spot in the United States in terms of NPD software sales. We've got Super Mario Odyssey DLC dropping. We got a new Shining game dropping. And for some reason, Konami feels the need to tell us that Metal Gear Survive is not an online dating simulator. I don't know why this is a thing, but it's pretty interesting. All that and more, so let's get into the news.
Hey, RGT 85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! So if you're not familiar with the NPD sales, basically it's a way to track physical sales of video game products in the United States for the previous month. And January was going to be a pretty interesting month. A lot of people felt that the Nintendo Switch would finally start to slow down. It's obviously been selling like hotcakes. It's obviously outselling the Wii, outpacing the Wii. So it was going to be pretty interesting to see how after the holiday season the Nintendo Switch would perform. But it looks like the Switch is just rolling along. It was the #1 selling system in terms of units for the month of January, according to the NPD. Now, in terms of actual money, profit sales, the PS4 was actually the higher selling system in terms of money gathered. So you have to figure in that probably has to do with the PS4 Pro being $399, where the Nintendo Switch is just $299. So probably pretty neck and neck between the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch in terms of units sold, but the Switch did outsell it. Now, not much information on the Xbox One front on how they did in terms of system sales. So, not a lot to say about that. But what's interesting is, what was the top selling game for the month of January in terms of NPD? It's a long-time franchise, a franchise that never really has done super well in North America. It's always done good, but it's nice to see this franchise at the #1 spot, and that is Monster Hunter World. Now, Monster Hunter World came out for the Xbox One, for the PS4, and for Steam, and I actually have it on the PS4. I haven't dabbled in it too much, but I've heard it's a fantastic game. It just looks great, and it plays really well. So it's great to see Monster Hunter, come back, and, it hasn't been on a Sony platform in a while. It has never been on a Microsoft platform. So to see it come back to these platforms is a pretty promising thing. Hopefully we start to see some Nintendo Switch Monster Hunter. I don't know why Monster Hunter Double Cross has not been translated and ported over, but it will be interesting to see if that happens due to the success of Monster Hunter World. Obviously, a lot of people in the US are looking forward to Monster Hunter. Capcom, go ahead and bring over some more Monster Hunter. Now, in terms of free DLC, the Super Mario Odyssey Balloon Mode has finally released. Pretty stealthy release as well. This just pretty much popped up out of nowhere. It was announced via the Nintendo of Australia Twitter account through a press release that it would be coming very soon, and now it's here. If you're not familiar with the balloon mode, basically you find Luigi in different levels in Super Mario Odyssey, and there are balloons that people can place, and you have to go find them. There's also some additional costumes that are free as well. It feels to me sort of like Nintendo could be potentially testing the waters for more DLC with Super Mario Odyssey, which honestly I would be perfectly fine with. When you look at The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and all the DLC that game has gotten, it's all been really good DLC. When you look back to the Wii U and games like Mario Kart 8 and Hyrule Warriors, both games had immense amounts of DLC, but it was all good DLC. There's things like good DLC, folks. Not all DLC is created equal. So I do hope that, Super Mario Odyssey gets some more DLC. It would be interesting to see them sort of expand upon the universe, maybe add in some more retro themed stuff. I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for more Super Mario Odyssey, and I hope Nintendo does pursue it because it's just a good game. It was my game of the year for 2017. Now, another interesting story is that the Shining series is coming back to the West for the first time in over a decade. Now, I grew up playing games like Shining Force 3, and I just love those games. And this game is called Shining Resonance. Now, this was actually released for the PS3 about a decade ago in Japan, but it never saw a stateside release. And one thing I have noticed about this game is that it, unfortunately, is a real-time battle system. I always preferred the strategy elements in the Shining series. I always liked the turn-based sort of stuff, so it'll be interesting to see how this game does in terms of how it performs performs in my eyes, but it seems like it looks like a pretty cool game. They released an announcement trailer yesterday. It's gonna have like dual audio with English and Japanese, some DLC costumes for free as well. And this game will be releasing on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch along with Steam. So no matter what platform you have, you'll be able to check this game out if you are a fan of the Shining series. Another game announcement that was pretty much one of the worst kept secrets in video gaming is that Burnout Paradise is getting a remaster. Now, the Burnout series is another great franchise that EA has just sort of forgotten about. It was really fun, really fast paced. I love the car physics in the game, just driving around wrecking stuff. So it'll be fun to see Burnout Paradise on modern platforms. It is a shame that there is no Nintendo Switch version as of right now, but Burnout Paradise was one of the top rated games on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. It has a huge following, and it's just a really fun game. I personally would have preferred Burnout 3 to get the remaster. I feel that Burnout 3 was pretty much the epitome of the series. The open world aspect of Burnout Paradise sort of turned me off a little bit, but I still did have a lot of fun playing it on the PS3. So I'll be interested to see how this game does. You know, obviously it'll be pretty much an easier port. All you have to do is up resolution the textures on things, whereas something like Burnout 3, you would probably have to build it from the ground up since that was 2 generations ago. So Burnout Paradise is getting a remaster. It'll be available on the PS4, the Xbox One, and Steam. Now, this final story is probably one of the weirdest stories I will ever cover when it comes to video games. There's a game that recently released called Metal Gear Survive, which really has nothing to do with Metal Gear Solid, which is what we all sort of wanted. It is sort of a raid mode, zombie, defend your territory situation. I played the beta. I was not a fan of it. I honestly thought it sucked. It was pretty boring. It had nothing to do with Metal Gear. I feel like it could have been a new IP and they could have explored more with that sort of thing. But, you know, some people seem to like the game. Good on you. It's definitely not a game for me, though, especially after playing that beta. I was just like, nah. No, but in the terms of agreement, which none of us ever read, we always just skip them and say, yeah, whatever, I'll play your game, just let me play your game. There's actually something very interesting in the Metal Gear Online, or the Metal Gear Survive terms and services. I'm gonna read it to you guys now, because it's honestly one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in a video game. In the terms and services, by agreeing to the terms and services, you agree to not do the following. Seek a relationship with another person or act that Konami determines is made for the main purposes of causing a relationship, including relationships, acts, and socializing limited to within content. Post or ask for information that can identify or enable direct access to an individual, such as a telephone number, email address, SNS service account. So folks, Metal Gear Survive is not an online dating simulator, and I know a lot of people are picking up that game with the intent of finding the love of their life. I mean, who doesn't want to find love on the battlefield? That's what Solid Snake talked about, right? And look at Solid Snake. He was always, you know, big boss with Eva. He was always falling in love. Solid Snake and Sniper Wolf, you know, there was something going on there. So it's like, you know, I don't get it, Konami. You're sending me mixed messages. Am I supposed to find love on the battlefield? Or am I just supposed to be this solo rogue agent just going about and blowing up these crappy zombie things? Look, Metal Gear Survive is not a good game. It's not a good game, and I don't think many people are buying this game with the intent of finding the love of their life. It's just such a bizarre and weird thing to put in your terms and services. I cannot remember ever, some people actually they meet other people playing through other games. I'm pretty sure people have gotten married meeting through online video games like Warcraft and stuff. So to put this in your terms and services is just such a bizarre thing. I don't understand this being a big issue for you, Konami. Maybe you're just trying to cover your tracks, but you are a weird company in 2018, so nothing really surprises me. So love cannot be found on the battlefield of Metal Gear Survive, and if you do it, you're violating the terms and services of the game. All right, folks, and that's all the news I have for you today. Like I said, lots of things are changing in the personal world. Lots of things are changing on the channel, more for the better, trying out different formats, trying out different things. I kind of like doing this every 2 days, let the news build up a little bit. If something breaks, then I can do it, in a more timely manner. But I think the 2-day formula is pretty good, so that way you get a good show, just in case you miss something out. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of this format, what you think of the pacing of it, if you like it, if you dislike it, if you want more, if you you want less, whatever, that's cool. I'm always open to interpretations and I'm always open to suggestions. And thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you check out other videos on the channel. I just reviewed Hollow on the Nintendo Switch. Upcoming, I have the best Nintendo Switch games of March 2018, along with the best PS4 and Xbox One games of March 2018. There's a bunch of reviews I'm working on for Nintendo Switch games. A lot of content is coming to the channel. Keep it locked in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure notifications are on. If you really like my face, check out all the links in the description box down below. We got a Patreon, t-shirts, we got a website, all sorts of fun stuff, all sorts of social media links so you can stay up to date with RGT85. And don't forget, we're giving away a copy of Dark Souls Remastered here on the channel. I'll put it in the description box and as the pinned comment on this video so you can find out how to enter that contest. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.